Welcome back, good people, for another recap review show here at the Culture Collective for Power Book for Force, episode 8, coming out of season 3, Build Back Better. Y'all know who I am, and over to the other side of me is the person who may or may not respond to your comments from previous week's recaps. Sir Lucas, how you doing today?
I had somebody in the comment section call me dumb, a dummy. And I said, no logic behind it at all. It was just like, and then make an incoherent comment above that comment that made no sense at all. And I'm like, you know what? This is why. This is why. Like, I need to comment so I can put you people in your place, because now you're making me mad.
You thought like comments are like some subscription service. You know, all you do is just get down there, type a few things. Listen, I am going to continue to bust your shit about about your lack of participation in there, because I find it funny, like some of these other toxic people on the internet who eye on the negative comments instead of the positive ones that are showing love. I direct my attention to now 4 comments that says, Lucas is the best. We love Lucas and take whatever he gives us. This is phenomenal. This is the one. Lucas, I would absolutely love to see collab with Lamont Tyson and B. Avery. Lucas and I have the same thoughts. I agree with Lucas. Now, folks, if I could take a moment to also look at the responses to these, that one doesn't have one. Oh, there's a thank you from Lucas. Look at that.
See, look. Now you see. It's a lot of comments down there.
Don't worry. There's one missing. This is 0 reply, real reply, 0 reply, 0 reply. One that's not you. 0 0 0 0 0 0. Man, I tell you, old man.
Well, I appreciate the love. I also like commenting when people say things about the show, when they bring up points that they like to see. Because you cherry picked there, because you went to none of the ones where people were putting out points of the show and me going back and forth with them, not in bad ways, but like even telling them like, hey, explain your take because I'm interested in it, like that. See, you did what people do those right wing people do. You cherry pick. You cherry pick to make me look bad. That's what you just did there.
I invite you for the next 3 weeks here, including with tonight's episode, to show love back, sir. Anyway, I appreciate you all on behalf of us both. We got 3 more episodes to go and a lot to come. First and foremost, as always, with this episode right now premiering on YouTube, check out our interview with the father-son duo of Anthony Flemings III, known as JP, and Lucian, who you know as D-Mac, but in this case, Darnell Gibbs, which might have saved his life. You can check out our conversation on the channel now. I feel like I could tell you who we got next week, but I don't know, because I'm starting to get a feeling that the way the interviews pop up, that's what I can't say. Yeah, I haven't just to you know, keep it honest, I have not seen anything beyond this episode. So as always, as we always do, we keep it real, we keep it authentic, we give our reactions to and our thoughts about each of these points of the episodes, and we move forward. Of course, we talk a little bit of predictions, but we definitely got an interview next week lined up. And I don't know what that means, is as much as I'm on edge and much as this episode kind of leaves you on edge on what's to come, I don't know. So we'll get there when we get there. First and foremost, I want to talk about the end of this episode. And I want to get your thoughts first. I've been saying now for a couple of weeks on and off that I wish that I wanted a little more from JP, and because I think and honestly, Anthony said it in a beautiful way where he says, like, you know, Power has sort of been a show in terms of like its musical tones and notes. It's more like hip hop. He says, but like JP represents is jazz. And I thought that was an interesting take because I remember when we first talked to him in season 1, we were really interested about if we were going to ever get a chance to really explore what the jazz scene of Chicago looked like. And now it makes me wonder if there's a measure of kind of looking through his performance from the beginning, if that was metaphorical for what that was. And I can see that because it's in a weird way, even in this season where he's been locked up in the house, all these episodes for this one, it is one day. Listen, that's the first thing I asked. I said, boy, you got fresh to go put hands on somebody? That's some smooth shit right there.
That's good man stuff right there, Joe. Let me put on my Sunday's best. I'm about to whoop somebody's ass.
That is great. I said, listen, ride my way. It's Nike boots and all black, but my man said, nah, man, I'm about to put that on real quick and put on my guy. And he beat the crap out of Jadar, but well, you can check out the interview, the full conversation of that. But I do wonder if there is a measure of there's something symbolic about him saying that. And I do think, as I was saying, that's why sometimes JP felt a little on the outside of things because, and when you think about some of these characters, you think about sort of the tone of power, it does give hip hop. It does give kind of rugged and rough with a little beat and rhythm to it. But jazz is smooth. Jazz is more, it's certain notes and flow and harmony. And it doesn't quite feel like that at times with the show. But when he does enter scene, you do actually start you sense that there's just something a little different in terms of it. And I don't know. I might be giving the most praise ever to the writers by saying that, but if there was somehow somebody mastermind in terms of what that was going to be from the very beginning, and that's what that meant for the entire time, it makes me reevaluate his whole role from the very beginning. Because I think for me, I kept saying I wanted JP to be more involved because I wanted to kind of see him pick up sort of power tropes, you get his hands more dirty, catch a body, get out there and sell something, like whatever. And it's like to think like that is what a lot of all the characters do. Every single one of the characters have somehow, some way got involved with the game. He might be the only one. He might be the only one that didn't have a love interest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If a cop was a dirty cop, a law authority was doing law authority things, every family member sold drugs or had some part in the drug game.
Well, not really. Not really.
Except for the character that they forgot about. And then, I mean, when Yaz come back, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
Yaz ain't selling drugs. Yaz is at Spelman getting a good education right now, avoiding Big Mama and her drug habits and her liquor habits.
But I am curious to hear now with JP's death, just how did you feel about the arc overall? And there's definitely a lot to talk about going forward, but just overall for it, what is his what you feel like, sort of his role within this series?
See, I like saying that the show is based in hip hop. Duh. Like 50 and all of that. That's what you would automatically think. But beyond 50, just the way the show progresses is like an old 90s hip hop album. The drug dealer needing to get out the game or the drug dealer trying to take over the game. Like that's what that is.
Yeah.
But with JP, see, and I'm going to use a connection of jazz, and I'm going to say this, and I know I'm going to sound old for people who don't know. But it was a rapper, young people named Guru, who blended jazz and hip hop. And to me, when you saw JP and the movements he made on the show, it reminded me of that type of flow, if it makes any sense to you. It's in and out. It's the quiet moments of the show. And it makes you pay more attention to the words that are said at those moments. Because that's what jazz is more than anything else. It's instrumentals to when you hear anything over top of it, you pay extra attention to it because it's not something you're accustomed to hearing. So to me, that's what JP's role is here. And, we can understand the identity of the city of Chicago. And we understand how important jazz is to that. But then we have to look at the character and say, hey, are we painting a story through music, through acting, to really pinpoint to you exactly the importance of this character? If we ever go back to it, most of the stuff with JP is family related. It's stuff that kept Tommy grounded and Tommy together. Like he became Tommy's new anchor. It is something where we wondered when we left the original Power series with Tommy, because it always felt like Ghost was his anchor. And now we got to see it anchored in a different way. Ghost was an aggressive anchor. JP was a caring, more methodical anchor for Tommy. And because of that, we got to see a different element of Tommy. That's what makes like the last scene with Maria, JP, D-Mac, and Tommy. That's what makes that scene so powerful. It's because it's just it's something we don't get accustomed to seeing with Tommy in any variation of Power. It's just that him being and feeling loved. That does not happen with Tommy. And if you want to equate it to music, that's what makes it more of a jazz-like feel. It reminded me of a movie called Exhibiting Forgiveness, where they use art in the same exact way that I'm saying that the writers use jazz here for, where it's just an extension of emotion. And then that's what JP, to me, represented throughout this entire series. And I think it was extremely poetic that the only time he stepped out of that character is when it happened with D-Mac and he went aggressive towards Jannard. And then a lot of people may equate that to a hip-hop thing. But no, that's like, if you ever listen to jazz music and you hear the big crescendo or the big beats as it's building up, a lot of movies use jazz in those moments to convey that emotion that JP was feeling when he attacked Jannard. And I think that is, again, it all becomes poetic, and I don't think it's giving the writers too much credit. Before we saw a single episode of this show, they brought up that connection, and it was brought up for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think throughout this entire series, they did an amazing job. We always wanted more of JP, but we had to understand to get more of JP would mean to, I want to say, lessen the impact that he has on Tommy. The more you see someone, it becomes the normal. And if it becomes the normal that Tommy's always around this guy who's extremely positive, this guy who's more than willing to accept him as his brother, I think it takes away the dynamic of what makes Tommy Tommy.
Yeah.
We needed to treat the scenes that we had with JP as special as Tommy treated the moments he had with JP.
Yeah.
It needed to mean the exact same thing to the audience as it meant to Tommy. And then when it does mean that, then you understand why he fully broke down the way he did when JP passed. Because again, if you spend a lot of time, maybe that doesn't weigh as much on Tommy. But because of him and JP's relationship, and because how special it felt, and because how sparingly it felt, it made it that much more impactful when he passed away. So again, we wanted more, but in a way, they gave you exactly what was necessary to round out the character of Tommy. At times, that's all it is supposed to be. You get a great supporting character that you want to see more, but then you got to realize that character is only there to enhance the lead. And JP did an amazing job of just not only enhancing the lead in Tommy, he helped branch off and establish a completely different character. He humanized Kate. Like, he became the glue of this show and of this family that I don't think recognize in this moment. But I think as this goes on, and it's always going to go on even when the show ends and people get to rewatch this stuff, I think then they'll appreciate even more how much that connective tissue of JP and the family works.
Yeah. I will say, and I would also say, like, the humanizing Kate aspect, I would also go as far as saying being sort of a character. I don't even know what you call these type of characters, but it's almost like a vehicle of translation for multiple audiences, because I think as adults, we understand what Kate represents in his family. I think of anybody who may have a relationship, a fracture in the relationship with their mother, or a stepbrother or anything of that sort of dynamic. I think he provides sort of that conversation starter for anybody that may be feeling that. And then obviously for the YNs that, you know, with their grandma and whatnot,
Exactly.
understanding just how important that relationship is with that as well too. We see what happens with D-Mac and Kate, because yeah, those little subtle things, and I mean I'm guilty of it as well too. You know, with times of your family miss you, and they do really weird things to show that, and you just
get your attention. Yeah,
and you like, hey grandma, did I leave my Jordan 1s over there? He's like, bruh, now you know well, your white grandma don't know what those Jordan 1s is, but she gonna try to answer that question because she's gonna make sure we had this conversation. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah, it's honestly, it's really good. I was very shocked. Did you see JP dying this season? Because that's not one name that we brought up. But like, if you took a moment to say, if we had took a moment to say the fate of these characters, was JP ever? Yeah, it just never crossed my mind at all, at all. But it makes sense.
Yeah, I'll say two quick things. I'm gonna get right back to the JP dying part. But first, I want to say you got to shout out to the team behind this show who created a Black gay man who did not fall into all the tropes that we are accustomed to seeing from Black or any
all the tropes that y'all all complain about too, and y'all complain about it in an extreme way. But it's also some legitimacy too, like that. It's always the same thing over and over. And over.
It's always the overtly more feminine leading characters from the community, and instead here with JP, it's so much more grounded than that. So I got to give them a shout out for that. 2, JP dying has completely changed everything I thought was going to happen to Murray. I said it was going to take a death for Tommy to turn into what we knew, and JP was never on that card for that death. But boy, does it have the exact same impact it would if Maria died.
Yeah,
like that is the same. That's why it was more shocking.
Only thing I would say different, I fully agree, because I had the same thought. Only thing I would say different is that I think once again it warrants the idea that we are getting mail from New York more so than ever. And I'm not just meaning Tariq. I mean, Kate is on a one-way right now, because you have to imagine what she thinks, not even just about Tommy, but about D-Mac. She understands, because don't forget that just had that conversation about how we doing, how y'all doing now. Oh, we're doing good. And she's like, great. So I can focus on me because y'all got being repaired.
She asked D-Mac how he was doing. It was implied that she was in constant communication with JP.
Oh yeah.
And now that he's gone, and again, this also I think can weigh into her relationship with Tommy, because do we get old Kate where she blames Tommy for what happened to JP?
Ooh, I mean, it doesn't mean it doesn't mean much to Tommy because he's so used to it. But I wouldn't be.
I think it will mean, it will weigh on. But this is why this death right here changed my whole opinion of Murray dying, because this has way more of an impact than I would have. Murray's death would have been huge on Tommy because he would have lost another child, another woman that he loved. But at this point with Tommy, which is worse, losing a brother again? Because again, he left New York to come to Chicago because his brother died or was murdered. And now the exact same thing happened. What do you like that can push him over the edge completely? I think like this was a good curveball to be hit with, and for it to happen from Jannard, even better.
Yeah. And I know I've seen a lot of theories, but this wasn't one I seen in the board. So
everybody thought it would be good.
Yeah, good on them. All right, so starting off at the top, we got the crime scene. Stacey Mark's body, not even cold yet, I would say, and they got a whole investigation going on. There's a bunch of alphabet boys out there, but nobody can do their damn job to find that burner phone right under the car. But that's okay, because Bobby DeFranco shows up, and first thing I wrote in my notes is another character who has kind of been on the sidelines a lot is Bobby. I think and maybe I'm not super confident, but I think this catapults him into a main character now. What do you think?
Yes, 1,000%. He is the main character for the end of the season.
Now, I just want to jump the gun. Is he still an honest, clean, ethical cop?
Well, look here. I was about to say no because of the phone. Because when they brought up, you took a phone from an active investigation, and we know why he took the phone. It's not like he took the phone to make an investigation. He took the phone to cover up for Stacy. That she was
really dirty. I did not think that. Well,
he took the phone to cover up.
But he turned it over.
No. But look who he told. He didn't turn it over to like the people investigating it. He turned it over to the DA he know he can tell this information to. Because he thinks this DA thinks like him, like no matter what, we need to protect Stacy and get Tommy.
Well, we know who the other sort of looming ghost that is above everything here. Now I know we got what's his name, Ortega in jail, but y'all always have to remember that there's always as with the cartel and the levels of everybody has a boss. Internal affairs is absolutely the looming ghost over all.
Exactly. Because if internal affairs found out he took that phone, that's
it's an investigation for sure in the whole office. If they found out she was dirty, they come in the whole office, and then guess who they would have to investigate as well too. I mean, that's just it's true. I don't know. How do you want to look at it? It's a ripple effect nonetheless. I never thought of it that way. I never thought of it that way. That's
the first thing I thought was, that's why he took that phone. I didn't think the moment he called Tommy from it, you knew, because he knew that was a burner phone. He knew that wasn't her actual phone, and that's why he took it. Because all of this can't come out right now, because she already admitted to me that she was compromised. It also hurts me because I knew and I did nothing about it.
Slightly, but that's his guilty.
He's still not dirty.
Got back to him. Yeah.
But he's still not dirty. And we know he's not dirty because of what happened later on in the episode between him, Tommy, and Vic.
Well, everybody doesn't know. Because at one point I was like, whoa, what is happening? But then I realized that, I'll say it, and I'll let you all in the comments guess. So I'll give you like 30 seconds to kind of guess before I give you my answer, because I really want to know if everybody was very keen to why it happened. I mean, it's super obvious. I'm not like sitting here doing a Rubik's Cube on air, but it's to the point that, because as they said, this burner phone, we can't even use this, number one. And then number two, all of what kept saying about the information about the lead and tip and everything, all of that is not admissible as well too. They got a bunch of information that they just can't use at this rate.
There you go.
So if you can't use it, you actually don't have anything on Tommy right now.
There you go. And that's why he let Tommy go.
Now, they say they love your connections to the original series. So I will just clearly throw you the oop here as to where my boy might have learned these tactics from back in the day.
You already know it's from Sax. We ain't crazy. This is a Sax Greg Knox back in the day special, man. But this is why I love Bobby so much here, is because the phone could come across as being dirty because we know why he took it. But here, him saying to Tommy, I had to stop him from killing you. And then he arrests Vic and leaves Tommy there. That's a cop. That's a cop that's so clean. He's like, I can't do it. Through all the emotions, as much as I would love to kill you because of what you did, I still know I can't do it. And I still know I have to do it the right way. And that's why Vic looking at him like, wait a minute, that's Tommy. You're going to arrest me? Yes, you're a felon and you're shooting a gun at somebody. I wonder, did everybody pick up on the other thing that Vic did too? I don't know if we don't need to talk about it here. We can talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. So anyway, that's a brilliant point that you made by Bobby here. But yeah, Bobby sees the burner phone. He reads the text. And at that point now, he's very much confirmed what his beliefs might have been. And whether he knew it then or now, either way, he knows Tommy's on the other end of this burner phone. And at this moment, it looks like he hesitates if he's going to make the call or not. I just want to say my boy had a minor anxiety attack here. He'll never admit, because my boy was shaking like a bug, and I was like, he don't know what he want to do. But Also, we know he made the call. We'll come back to that in a second because we go now to Tommy and Maria. And this is just Tommy talking about his operation taking a big hit. Here's what I thought was interesting here. Tommy admitting that he had to take care of something, but he wished he didn't do it the way he did it, but he had no choice.
Mm-hmm.
So do we kind of call this a reckless move? And why? Because what in the world would make him kind of go off the limb to just kill her in a way that he might regret?
It was the situation that led to her being murdered. If it would have been done in the way he would have preferred, no one would have ever found the body. You'd have never known. She'd have went missing. But in that minute, I had no other option. So it's not necessarily reckless.
It's weird.
Because a survival instinct kicked in the moment she was about to pull that gun on him. And he knew.
It's weird.
Oh, she got the bill.
It's weird, though. So I forgot. And I know somebody said in the comments, before Stacy tried to arrest him, did she make a call?
I can't remember.
I'm gonna look it up while we're talking, because my other thing about that too is like, all right, well, did he respond like that because he just got his ass beat, and at this point now he just wasn't thinking rational? The other thing is, if he needed help, why didn't he call the person who helped him before, Shanti? Yeah. So I'm just curious about why he felt like he didn't do it the way he wanted to do it. It's rare that you hear him make a regret on a kill.
Because I don't think he would have killed her that way.
Or do you feel like he just open? Or do you just feel like because he had to kill her so soon? Because he wanted more time of having her under.
But that's what he mean. Like I didn't want to do it, but I had to. I had no option to do it. Like he had no option but to do it in that moment. And that's what he regrets more than anything else. Because I could have played the long game with this. And he understands with her now off the table, it could kind of open him up to things that he's not prepared to deal with right now.
Yeah.
But she turned. The moment she decided if she was going to be Miss Righteous, she became recluse and unpredictable.
Yeah.
Like that's the part of working with certain people and you trying to blackmail certain people is when they become reckless, it kind of puts you in a predicament where you're going to have to make decisions quicker and without as much thought as you would like to.
Yeah. Just looking back at the scene really quickly. Nah, she wasn't about to call, but she did have the phone in her hand. So when he shot her, the phone dropped outside. The phone got there. I think we understood that, but the phone didn't look active at any extent. So, yeah. So
remember, she was willing to tell everything. She's willing to tell that she was compromised and everything. He had no choice.
Yeah. But anyway, with all that happening now, the streets are hot. Tommy's just letting Maria know what the deal is. She's also aware of the bruises from the fight where she thought that might have been from the Stacy Marks name, but no, it's from Diamond, which in this case, he explains that he's out of CBI and he's ready to burn it all down, where Maria's like, yeah, actually, maybe you should just take it back, where he does accept her advice. But he isn't so accepting of the advice of maybe Miguel can help you. So this is a lot of her trying to put her brother and her boo together on the same page. And I've been obviously calling for this the entire time. We finally did get a measure of truce between the two of them.
I was waiting for you to put the connection together here, my brother.
Well,
we can't do a recap review of this show and you not put the connection that's necessary here together. For when Miguel and Tommy got together, and it was because of a girl, or because one of them was with the girl. You know the connection. Come on now. I'm not gonna let you slide.
I wasn't even ready to get in my fast bag, but if I must,
it's
perfect. Before I get there, which by the way, I can't even tell you how much and how excited I am to get on the Fast and Furious roller coaster when it finally opens up at Universal Studios in LA.
Eventually we're gonna get to realize that Power has been nothing but a Fast and Furious spinoff.
Honestly, there's nothing in the world that hasn't had any influence by Fast and Furious. Like, people understand, like, that thing makes a lot of money. We need to borrow elements from it. Like, everybody got a little Fast and Furious in them, whether y'all want to admit it or not.
This is clearly Brian and Dom getting together. That's all this is right here.
Day one. Absolutely day one. Yeah. And it's funny too, because I just feel like Jordana just needs to be on one season of Power. It just makes sense.
If they don't manage to make that happen, that would be insane to me.
Maybe her television fee too high. Who knows? Or maybe she doesn't want to do television.
She did it before. She like I'm out of TV for right now.
That's true. That is true. What was that show? Because she was that was quick.
It was one of them teeny shows, wasn't it? It was a teeny show that she was part of.
Let me see. She was in something that was like very, very short-lived. But anyway, Tommy phone rings and it's Stacey Marks, and we already knew it says Stacey Marks, but we already knew exactly it was who was calling. Now it's Bobby, and Bobby lets Tommy Egan, because he gets the whole government when when it's about to go down. Oh, she was on one episode of The Rookie. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Oh, and the show I was thinking about was Neon. You were. That's what you said in the teen show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. He says, I'm coming for you. He said, Tommy Egan, I'm coming for you, nigga.
Exactly. Oh, not the Booker T moment.
But anyway, while Tommy did not respond on the phone, of course, Murray wanted to know what it was, and he says it's a threat. I'll be fine. The streets are hot. And Murray goes to see her brother. She grabs a gun as instructed, and they said they need to bounce. Don't come back here unless I tell you. And she said, promise me to be smart, because it's not just us anymore. I mean, yeah, this is 100% Mia writing here. Like, this is 100% Mia writing to the T. Next thing you know, it's funny too, because Tommy is more like Dom, but he's playing the character Brian here, and Miguel is absolutely Dom, but it's more of the Brian character.
Exactly. That's what makes this funny.
Honestly, if you had to steal something, that's exactly how you keep your hands clean with it.
Exactly.
You flip the tropes.
Switch it a little bit. Just enough.
I'm surprised y'all don't even like tag me in Fast and Furious posts, because I will watch them all over and over and over. Anyway, so to me, this was also a very sort of like making a peace moment of this set. I think this is the last time we'll be seeing the inside of Tommy's home, Chicago iconic set for this show. It's been a good run. Good run. Diamond and Jannard now. So they're moving their stash because of their fight with Tommy. Wait, first of all, did you agree that was the move?
No, absolutely not.
So
was the fear that Tommy was going to come in there and take all of it? I just ran you out of here. You think I'm worried about you coming back here? Like, nah, Tommy. That would have never been Tommy's move.
Yeah.
But this is what happens when you get an alcoholic and a I'm about to say drug dealer. Clearly not a drug dealer. A drug user and an alcoholic together, and they start thinking. Neither one of them. We got to always remember here, when every scene we see Diamond, he is not clear-headed right now at all. And it's not because of Tommy. He's not been clear-headed for majority of this season. So he's not necessarily moving in the best ways humanly possible.
Yeah. So anyway, they're just saying a whole bunch of stuff, saying I should have killed him. I should have never let him get close. But ultimately, they're trying to calculate what Tommy's next move is going to be. But at the same time, they say we need to lock down the coalition. And Diamond now shifts his focus to Jannard and want to ensure that they're still good with Shanti, because they need Shanti on their side. And while Jannard constantly tries to play it off as if they're straight, we all know that ain't true. There's nothing like having to admit to your boys that you broke up with your girl, and they're asking those inconspicuous questions of, oh man, she pulling up with you? You be like,
no, take it to another level. Take it to another level there. Not your boys. You know how hard
your
it
family.
is to explain to your family that you broke up with the girl they all like? Like, this is the girl they all like. And they like, what you mean she not around?
What you do is the next
exactly.
question
you already know that's what you do. And if their mama was here, you know the next words out of her mouth would have been, that's going to always be my daughter. See, like, God damn it.
I thought it was funny. The next comment that Diamond said that you and Shanti is the dream team, you know, so don't push back, bro. Like you do what I'm saying. You know, we need a united front and a coalition. What do you feel about what's happening here? Because one thing I don't think that was ever really truly introduced was about the shift, the dynamic of blocks, about having, you know, what's considered a reasonable a number to present to Che, because that's really where this meter is at, right? The sort of gauging the meter, saying like who has more folks on their side in order to continue to do business with Che, or is it just a measure of them understanding who has more turf in order to know what they can accept from Che, which we know Che is not accepting anybody rolling back. Either you're scaling more or keeping it the same, but you're not. I'm not putting out less. You know what I mean? So I wonder. And another thing too is it showed you how valuable Shanti is, which I think we might have said it a few times, but I don't think we put enough emphasis on just whoever has Shanti in their corner is clearly the winning runner. And the fact that like Tommy could have Shanti and Miguel, the IDs, I forget what they're called, IDs, IPs. They're definitely not IPs. Gotta remember IP address. So IDs, I believe this is what they are.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, that locks it down. And he was going after the Irish too. Tommy was going after the big folks on the block. Where we see that Whistle-Face was kind of just running after the knuckleheads. But I digress. What did you think?
I think it's both. I think we know it's about the size of the territory you have, because that's kind of why the coalition was started. And that's what led them to be able to go to Che and say the amount of drugs. And for him to be receptive to it is because how much territory they had. It's also understanding that.
Oh, it is the IPs, the Insane Princess. Whoops. Yeah, go ahead.
And it's also that we understand just how big Shanti's organization is and how much ground she has. So it works twofold here with Che. Che will tell you in a heartbeat, as we see later on in an episode, like nickel and diamond is not what we do here. But it's depending on the territory you have. That's the most important aspect of it. So I think they did pinpoint earlier to us that it was about territory, because when we really get the introduction of Che, it's because Tommy made that move with the coalition to make sure that they had more territory, which meant that then they can go after the plug instead of getting it from someone else.
Yeah.
Because remember, he had to backdoor Miguel to get to Che. And he only was able to do that because of the territory he had.
All right, moving next now, we have Che and Tommy, where it's interesting that when they left Tommy's house, Tommy went to go take care of the business. Maria went to go, I want to say take care of family, but I would say she went to a sort of a safe space, because she was going to see her brother.
Yeah, because he said that'd be safe for you to go there too.
Yeah, I guess I just wonder how, with the streets being as hot as it is, how this seemed to be Tommy's first stop.
Business.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just felt very like, this doesn't seem like the order of your priorities here.
Well, think about it. We have the head of a cartel, and for me to even be able to maintain a battle or get into something with this org, I gotta have product on the streets. I gotta have something to fund money. So it was the right move to make immediately. Like, hey, and remember, he's trying to jump out in front of Che, realizing that he's not a part of CBI anymore.
Which Che already found out.
Which Che already knew, because Diamond told him.
Yeah,
like that. Diamond jumped the gun real quick because Diamond knew. Remember, Diamond says it. He said, "What's Tommy's next move? He's going to have to go to Che to get work."
Yeah,
and Che's not going to. All of that came to fruition because Tommy knew, I need to get to him before he knows I'm not with CBI anymore.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Che already knew.
Yeah. All right. But anyway, Che is also aware that the streets are hot because somebody took out a U.S. attorney. Tommy plays it off as, who would do such a stupid move like that? Do you think Che knew?
No. Yeah. No one knows Tommy did this at all. No one knows Tommy did this.
Is it safe to say that they don't think anybody would ever have the capacity to do such a thing in Chicago?
I think no one would have done it as reckless as it came out. And that's what plays into Tommy saying, I wish I could have done this better. That's the regret part of it. Because who's recklessly killing a DA in the middle of the street like that?
The cartel. But it's interesting that they quickly debunked that this was a cartel hit.
No, they didn't debunk that it was a cartel hit. The person who needed to debunk it was a cartel hit. Debunked it was a cartel hit. Because remember, the rest of them said that's the first thing they said. Is she just pinpointed the Marquez Cartel and she's dead. So 1 + 1 would say cartel did it. And he was like, nah, it wasn't them. It doesn't look like. Of course he's going to say that. He works for them. He better say that.
Yeah, very true. Moving on here. Oh, so with Che, Che gives them 24 hours. Listen, you move the product, you get it back. We're good in business. If not, then we're not. I think that's as simple as have Che made it. And it seems like Che has no loyalty to persons, have loyalty to money. And as long as I get mine, we all good here. So there's that. And I thought it was funny because Tommy got a text from Asher. And I was like, oh, Asher from Spartacus. Look at them connecting a STARZ universe here. But he said Diamond was already here. We're staying in the coalition. And again, I think this is just a testament to seeing that Diamond's moving pretty fast and hitting all the stops that Tommy had lined up. Also made it very clear that Chase said, like, I'm not cutting you off and killing your family and everyone. So, a threat towards.
Did we find that weird?
A little bit.
Because
I think it's a false threat.
I'm about to say, didn't just last episode when Miguel wanted to go after Ortega, he was told by Che, we don't have the bodies to do that.
Yeah.
It's threatening to kill Tommy and his whole family, knowing Maria would be part of his whole family, and that would lead to Miguel killing you because he knows you don't have the bodies.
100% a false threat. 100%. But it sounds good because it comes from Che.
Exactly.
Which is probably why I don't know. Tommy didn't look fazed by it in the same capacity of anybody else making a threat to Maria. So
I'm about to say, Tommy's been threatened by too many people at this point, and too many drug lords to be shook by somebody making a threat that he's not even worrying about really.
So Miguel and Maria, they just want to know everything that's going on. While Maria goes over and sees like basically everybody's getting ready for war, but he lets her know that, like, listen, the Marquez Cartel tried to kill me last night, I actually really love the intentional writing here because this is truly how naturally somebody should respond. He's like, why is the Marquez Cartel coming for you? Is it because you're working with Che? It's exactly the first assumption you should have, especially when you told your brother to do something that he did, where he says, no, I made a deal with them to take out Tommy. And I thought it was funny that he instantly didn't tell him, but he also called it off, but he did at the same point, later on in the point. But anyway, I think Maria does set the table that in terms of where Tommy stands at with this, because while he tries to make it seem like his business, he would did the same, said, but except that he didn't, he saved your ass. So if anything's happened to Tommy, we're done. I mean, these are not only facts, but this is also a threat that he's not willing to accept as well, too. He says, I called off the hit, so they're coming for me. I'm paying the price. But Che won't let me gaslight it. Will not give me the green light until I build a bigger army. And then with Tommy splitting from CBI, that means he needs a new partner. Y'all have the same competitor, but he's just one guy. It's not an army. But just think about it. So she put that, that planting that
seed out this joint recruit like an NBA team, Joe.
Yeah.
Like if I put you two superstars together here, we could win a championship forever. She was out this joint politicking, Joe.
Yeah, she really is. Now Shanti. I didn't think we were going to get the next time we see Shanti, it was going to be her and Jay. But as any relationship, they're complicated, and you got to have this moment of seeing where they stand next. Now that the tensions have sort of sizzled down some, but Janar's in there apologizing because him and everything he was saying before was definitely way off the drugs. I want to say coke, but he definitely wasn't on the coke. He was off that
fentanyl.
Yeah,
he's on fentanyl. Yeah, I mean, but he said the same things here. He literally repeated what he said.
He did.
The moment he tried to blame, say it's Tommy who did it, and she said, Tommy put the stuff up your nose.
Yeah, did he put that needle in your arm? Did he make you fuck that girl? Yeah,
exactly. Like no, and then all of a sudden he turned right back into Ike Turner. Bitch, I made you. Did nothing without me. But you know I kill you. He turned right into Ike Turner, Joe.
Yeah, he said, and he's obviously saying a lot because of what his brother told him. Because like I don't think what he's asking was too far fetched, but like, come on now, Shanti, you know you weren't going to have a anything positive come out of this. But he's like, well, at least can we just put the romantic stuff to the side and let the business still operate? But she's not worried about that. There's no business partner. She says, I'm out the coalition. I'm out to do my own business. And obviously, Jannar with his, you can't do any of that without me. I made you or whatever. And then he said, you can't even get that meeting with Che. And she very much was like, oh, I remember. Yeah, she took that personal. She absolutely took that. That's the Jordan on the laptop moment.
Yep, exactly. And I took that personal.
And then he says, like, what makes me and Diamond unstoppable is because we forgive each other. Okay. But then she says it's going to be great to watch you fall.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, the scene did everything it needed to do to put the line in the sand between them two.
Yeah. All right, now we get Sang. Sang is now officially acting U.S. attorney, and his top priority is to get who killed Stacy.
But no, that's not his top priority.
Well, that's what he said, but we know. Yeah, it's funny you comment that because like it's interesting that what I was going to say was like we know that's not his top priority. We know that.
Yeah,
but I think it's essential for us to see that he can put that mask on. He knew exactly what needed to be said. He knows how to keep the suspicion off of him. I do want to also still emphasize that I still think internally they're on to him. There's been nothing to indicate that, but I still do think that they're on to him very low key. And I don't know.
You think they would make him the acting attorney if they were on to him, though? That's a hell of a promotion.
I mean, you have to think, though. You really have to think. When you're taking down like a RICO case, you build that thing up as big as possible before you pull the rug from under her. I think they really want to see just how far he's going to go before they end up bringing him out. It has to. First of all, let's just keep it 100 here. I don't care if I'm like out here, throwing darts and hoping something stick. It's 3 episodes left. This guy's a bad guy. The bad guy's going to go down. He's not walking clean. He's going to get got at some point. It's just a measure of how we get there.
You think it's going to be by them though, or by the cartel?
I think a little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Remember that
Kamikaze.
That was his sister.
Mm-hmm. Oh, mother. Wife.
Yeah. I think that's going to. Something there is changing to me. I'm just not 100% sure if they were on to him, they wouldn't have someone already there with him. They will promote him, but they would possibly have somebody under him that he knew was under. Now, in the next episode, what's the attorney that went away?
Hardwick.
Now, if we all of a sudden see Hardwick back and she says, "Hey, I'm your number 2 now," then yes, they're on to you.
Listen. Let's just talk about this a little bit. And y'all let us know in the comments because I really want to figure out how they're going to do this. That's probably one of the most exciting storylines to me. Is like how is the downfall of Sang, because Hardwick disappearing was suspicious. Also, just randomly a new person who has a big voice in the room is all of a sudden there, and who knows where she came from and why. but I have a strange feeling that sort of one out, one in. First of all, that doesn't even happen. All of us have worked on a job where if anybody went on leave for reasons, in this case, family reasons, they're not hiring nobody there. Didn't know you coming back. I've seen people go on medical leave
somewhere else.
I've seen people leave on medical leaves for like months and they didn't hire anybody. Of course, people picked up the slack, but they ain't just like, all right, well, that person's gone for, family reasons. Here's another person. They wouldn't even introduce something that is completely not possible on the worker. This is somehow, some way after him.
Exactly. You said it that way. I've seen someone get fired and them not replace the person immediately.
This is true. This is true. So
I mean, it's just going to be interesting just to see how this plays out. But we'll know if they highlight that it's somebody under him. Like, this is your new number 2.
Yeah,
that's when you need to worry about it, because then that means they're definitely on to you, and they're wanting to see the actions, especially because we're not at the scene where he actually talks about Ortega and getting him out. But with those actions that take place, if Ortega leaves, he becomes an issue for everybody involved.
Yeah. So we'll see. But anyway, Sang's up there. He's shifting. He's making sure that everybody understands that the top priority is figure out who killed Stacy. He wants a detailed account of the last 24 hours. He looked at Bobby, said, you'll be a great help. But now with that, as you mentioned, they said this has to be the Marquez Cartel, right? He says no, not the signs. Then Bobby sort of backs that claim up and saying, yeah, you're right. This doesn't seem like the signs of the cartel. Well, Bobby is an honest guy. I wonder what your thoughts about this comment right here, because this is a comment that he didn't wear his police hat. He used the facts that he knew. He knew exactly what this is like. I don't even know how to say this, but like it's like one of those people. This is gonna make you laugh. Yeah, go ahead and take a sip. This is like people who get early access to stuff and do and do
videos like they don't know the outcome. Oh, buddy. Oh, man.
We're just like, yeah, exactly. No, that's not happening. It's like, well, okay, wait a minute. Okay, cool. Anyway, but yeah, that Bobby pulled one of the moments where like he basically didn't even try to hide the fact that. And let's really back in real quick. He's not being bluntly obvious that he's lying here, but he's forthcoming with sort of a stance that just doesn't seem like something he would not have considered both options unless he had information on one side more than the other, because it's 100% it's cartel suspicious. But he was like, nah, it doesn't. It does look cartel-ish. You can't even say it doesn't.
100% so. It's 100% cartel.
But for you to be like 100% no, it's like, huh? Well, what you know that we don't know is literally the response that should be in the room right now. And of course, what you don't know, what they know that you don't know is a thing that you can't tell. Two things you can't tell. Your wife tipped you off and the phone.
I love that you said this is Bobby not being a cop and him basically going off of the emotion of the moment. Because the moment he said, this is not, this is definitely not a cartel hit. And the moment Sung agreed with him, a red flag should have went off and said, like, why are you agreeing with me? This easily to just, no, I may know it's not a cartel hit, but why do you think it's not one?
Yeah.
Like that's the natural suspicion should have kicked in for him a little bit there. Wait a minute, you agree with me way. It's like when you tell a lie and somebody automatically agrees with your lie immediately. It's like, wait a minute, are you lying to me? Because why are you agreeing with I know I'm telling a lie. And you shouldn't be agreeing with this fast. It should have been a red flag to him.
Right. As much as the next thing is a red flag to everybody in the room, because now Bobby asks for a moment with the new U.S. attorney. I thought in this scene, it should have tricked. It should have sent the red flag. Tripped was the word I'm thinking of. Saying to say, hold on, everybody leave the room. Let me have a word with Bobby, because you're coming. Not only are you about this, not only are you saying something that's going to help me for real, but it's kind of like, why are you so confident? And while he does ask this, I feel like it should have been less of Bobby asking everybody to clear the room or have a moment, because that seems like you know something.
Yeah.
You know something here, and you're asking for, yeah. But anyway, with that being said, he says, yeah, Bobby, you're right. This does seem like the signs of a cartel. We need to focus all our energy on Tommy. What gives you the hunch? Let me know. And then this is with confidence thing. And he's like, yeah, so we can nail this fucker. And he said he found it on the car. So obviously he removed evidence from a crime scene. What do you think about him even saying that? Saying out here trying to saying that.
Because Sang knows how to cover itself. Like, plus, Bobby don't know what he gave Sang. He thinks Sang was Stacy's friend. And he's treating him that way. What makes this so interesting is, what the hell is Bobby going to do when Sang uses that phone to get Ortega out of jail? Because that's what he's going to do. Because that's the phone to prove that Stacy was crooked.
You know what? You're so right. Because you know the first thing I said when he said he gonna get him out in 24 hours, I was like, how?
That phone. That phone is everything he needs. The one thing Bobby took to protect Stacy's legacy and to find her killer, Sang is about to use that to get a cartel kingpin out of jail. And does that then change the way Bobby sees Stacy's death? Because will his cop brain kick back in and him like, wait a minute, you use that to get him out. This is admissible evidence unless Sang admits it. So he would have to admit it as evidence to get Ortega out of jail.
Yeah, all those idiots with that crime scene, can one person find a phone?
Well, I'm not going to say that. There's been a lot of crime scenes in real life where that happens.
That's true.
Immediately.
That is true.
Where's one piece of evidence and everybody misses it. But I think that's what's going to make their storyline together so interesting, is because the moment that comes out and all of this stuff is exposed with Stacy, which immediately puts Bobby under the radar, is he then going to say, wait a minute, did Tommy do this? Or were you just putting me off on Tommy so you can get Ortega out? And Ortega was the person that put the hit on Stacy.
Yeah, I mean, because it easily becomes like, what about Tommy? It's like, no, maybe we don't worry about that right now. Maybe he shifts it, away. Then he's like, he gets suspicious of that. What about if he shifts it to? I mean, there's a lot of things that he can do here.
And as a cop that who understands the underworld as much as we assume Bobby does, would you think he's gonna put two and two together and realize, wait a minute, but if Tommy kills her, it takes away his leverage. Like, maybe that wouldn't be the play for Tommy. Or we'll talk about it when they arrest Vic. What else happens there? Like, it's a lot of stuff that could eventually lead to Bobby believing someone else killed Stacy, especially the way Sung is moving.
Yeah. So where am I at with that? So he gives a very nonchalant, oh yeah, of course, when he asked him about, you said in confidence, but he says like, there's only one number in it, and I got a reason to believe he got to her, and whatever it is, Vic Flynn is in the middle. I authorize a field team. Tommy has to pay for this. I'll get him, I promise. Vic and this girl Ray, I think really to kind of sum this up is Vic understands that he has to protect Ray and he has to get her out of town because he knows that it's getting hot for her. But Ray's all for it. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Vic is ready to leave town with Ray. They're ready to go off the grid together. He has concerns of her giving up everything for him, but she's all for it. She just wants to write her novel. But while all that's happening, this is actually one of my favorite scenes too. Ray gets memo that Stacy Marks was murdered, and Vic instantly knows he's going to become a suspect. So now he's giving directions on what Ray needs to do. Ray is like, listen, I'm about it. And if you need me to give an alibi, let me know. I'm pulling up with you. She's absolutely right. This is why it's one of my favorite parts of the episodes, because you kind of see people kind of like in a sense of like self-preservation, like, oh shit, it's getting hot, let me go. But she's kind of like not on the sense of like, I'll be there for you. She's like, no, here's a plan. Like, if they see I give an alibi and consider who I am, you're going to be good. You're going to be clear. So let me know if I need to come in with you or whatever. Just let me know whatever it is. It's interesting because I kind of want to see the Vic and Ray thing a little longer because at some point,
it ain't gonna go a little long.
Not at all. And we know it ain't gonna go well, even if it was. But I'm just kind of listen. She's kind of giving Holly a little bit, where she just really wants to be involved. It seems like all of a sudden.
That's the number one rule of your downfall: is don't get involved in illegal activities. Like, but it does highlight one thing, and that is that and I'm not saying this to offend anybody. You always say that before it can come across as you offending people, but this again shows why certain people prefer, and I'm using quotation marks on that, prefer white women, because they're always down to protect you no matter what. Do you know if he was with Gloria, how many other questions she would have had before she would have went with, I'm gonna be your alibi? Absolutely not. I have questions of, why are you in this situation? Why are we in this situation? Why would they think you did this? It's so many other questions that a reasonable person would have asked. And Ray skipped all of that and went to, oh no, you was with me. I can go down there and be your alibi. Not understanding the ramifications that who Vic is, if you become his alibi, the DNC will cut you loose immediately. Like, they are no longer messing with you. You are now with a criminal.
And she also just doesn't even care. I mean, also, I thought about that a little bit too. It's like, you're with Vic, so it just kind of seems like you've been compromised, so your alibi may not really stand for anything. And whether it does or not, it still subjects you into a line of possibilities where the outcome could not be good for you. But yeah, Sang and Bobby tried to get him to come in. And while Vic is instantly trying to plead his case, said, we don't think you killed her, we think it's Tommy. And the sources are also saying they split from CBI, so he's a lone wolf. But we need you to come in. And with that, I thought that was that's again why I thought the scene was great, because it is true. If Tommy all of a sudden now is just down bad and without anybody, he might really try to, who knows where his next focus may be, in either clearing up loose ends or trying to see if you're in or you're out. Vic seems like a reasonable stop on his little grand tour right now. Which will ultimately mean Ray, which the threat to Ray, we're seeing how Vic took that. And we see how important she is to him. So, of course, that was going to be something he was going to have to react or respond to. But anyway, with all that being said, Ray, is, as I said, will say, like, you want me to come in and give a statement? He gets a text. It's a number. Says, call me. Avoiding me would be a mistake. Where we know it is definitely Tommy by calling that man Victor. But he says, she says, like, I need to get you out the city, but she says, I can't leave unless I know what's going on. So she has questions, but it seems like she was more willing to comply, or so she's more or less willing to assist unknowingly
at all costs. All costs.
I honestly think her, like, I need to know what's going on before I leave, is like, I also need to know, like, am I leaving for you to be coming at some point, or like, am I just going out into the ether by myself and you just sent me out?
That's what it felt like more of. That question. Are we going to be together, or I just need to be on, like, away from here so no one murders me?
Exactly. So now we get Shanti and what is
the new love interest?
Yeah.
Is it Rashad? What's that guy's name?
I know they said it later on this episode.
It's an R. I swear it was Rashad. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, Raheem. There we go.
Raheem.
Yeah. There we go.
It was an R.
Yeah. So, Shanti and her new love interest, and just, making this, just kind of giving an update to everything. Janar's freaking out. And Shanti out here giving the Janet Jackson. Don't know you don't. In her terms, you don't know the value until you're gone. Until you feel the absence.
Yeah.
Got it till it's gone. Yeah, I get that, right? But just came to let you know I got you. He pulls out a bag of money from him flipping shoes and some other shit.
My
and he
nigga
said, whatever you
got. how he got that much money.
Listen,
He must have had
no.
a lot.
Don't get it twisted. You forgot when Bama's was hitting Nike factories and stuff, hitting them trucks.
Hey, I ain't even got to go that far. When he said flipping sneakers, man, them gamblers was. I heard people hitting me early. Talk about, dog, I got them early. I got them for $450. I said, what? Who the?
Yeah,
my guy out here flipping them Bugs Bunnies and them gamblers, and he like, dog, I got all the money. I got all the money you need right now.
That just reminded me, I need to pick up some kicks from you soon, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, but she said whatever you got going on, I want in. And then she says, cool, I want you back in the seat. You know what's so funny about this? He out here declaring his love. She out here thinking of a strategic plan. All right, cool.
Business.
Get back in CBI. I need you to be close. I need you to let me know everything that's going on in there right now. So stick close to them. And then they talked about a homegirl. I forget her name that quit. About not being happy about moving to fentanyl.
The cop.
So so cool. Might be useful, gives us the upper hand, like I sound. But with that being said, with CBI, he's like, well, how you gonna have a connection now with CBI? It says Tommy, and isn't that how we got all this in the first place? And I don't even know how to make a statement like this, but he says like, well, see, Jannar couldn't handle it.
But I know
you can.
Hey, I swear. Shanti put that pep card on hard there.
Yeah, she did.
She know what Raheem want.
Mm-hmm. She knew exactly.
Just like a nigga who was plotting on his man girl. Mm-hmm. So she's like,
that's exactly.
I
didn't even think of it that way too. Mm-hmm. It did came off like that, but I didn't even think about like, yeah, he definitely was just plotting on her.
Oh yeah.
And now that she free,
played the friend card, that joint where the friend stay in the tuck the whole time, and he was waiting for his opportunity. And the moment that door opened up, my man came with a bag of money. I got you no matter what you need. Yeah, we know a bunch of people like that. Shout out to
y'all. So with that, we see Tommy now riding around. You see the feds all by his house. So for whatever reason, I guess he was going back to his house, but. That being said, now he gets a call from JP. He goes to JP house. JP house is completely ripped apart. He said he was in handcuffs for about an hour. And then he lets him know that he's out of CPI. And then he wants to know, well, wait a minute. How are you going to watch out for D-Mac? He says, well, he's out too. And then D-Mac comes in. And I don't know if we had this conversation last week. I don't know if somebody said it in the comments, but I know at some point there was this, maybe I might have been on Facebook group, I don't know, but there was a part where I know I've said about with Tommy being out, D-Mac's out, and also Marshall possibly could be out, but that's going to invite a conflict 100% going forward because I can see them being a little divided on who's in and who's out. But we know for a fact D-Mac is out of CBI and he's going to be with Uncle Tommy. It's not something I would have instantly given that assumption with beyond this season, but definitely how everybody got tight and got close connected. Yeah. I see D-Mac making that decision. That being said,
they tried to kill him. And he know Tommy went off because they tried to kill him.
Yeah, the fact that he tried to get killed, he actually played that very chill. Like he didn't seem mad at all about that.
Looked like he was a little high. He like, what? Wait, what? You trying to kill? Oh man.
Yeah. But anyway,
not like
so D-Mac
not high, by the way. I don't want to not spent high. He just looked like
not spent high. But with that being said, D-Mac comes in. And Tommy said we got a lot of weight to move, so I'm gonna build back better. Name of the episode here, and I need somebody that I can trust. Which essentially he's telling D-Mac like, yeah, make you my number 2. But he said get Marshall to help. And then it seems like the more logical decision to make. Mm-hmm. Although get Marshall to help was also Tommy making an assumption that Marshall was out of CBI. Surprised he didn't calculate that. Yeah, he's
thinking that's your man. If that's your main man. Nigga, if I'm out, you out. Because they try to kill me. And you should be riding with me.
Yeah.
Like, we can't be boys and someone tried to kill me and you stay with them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So there's the part where I says, well, why did Tommy call Tariq? Because I don't think he wanted it was a war. I think he needs Tariq to help him move the product, which is very interesting because if he has 24 hours to get this done for Che, he damn sure ain't about to get Tariq in Chicago in that quick a time. Now, I know Shanti helped him, but I do think there's a ripple effect of this here. And all I'm getting at is that the call to Tariq wasn't about help me put bodies in the ground. There was more like, I need somebody that can move product in a way that you do, where you're hands off, you have a wide system, use technology to do so. Because I think he respects what Tariq was doing with Course Correct.
Course Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, which we knew he knew because. But
I went back and watched the scene that amazingly now has been deleted because they don't want people to go back that scene anymore. But that scene's all on YouTube. And you go back to that scene, that ain't a drug like situation talk. That came across way more of a talk because someone tried to say maybe Tariq was talking to Kate in the comments that I was responding to last week. But when you listen to it, you're like, oh nah, he is talking way more aggressive than just dealing or selling product. He's like, he said them niggas is doing what? Oh, and we can just put them all down. Like that wasn't about moving weight. That was way more about getting rid of people. Okay. I haven't watched the scene in a while, so I've definitely forget about. I'm definitely not saying that Tommy's not talking to Tariq in that scene. We still don't know who is, but I can still see the correlation of him talking to Tariq in that scene. But I also can understand him thinking, you would be a great way to get involved in this somehow for what I need to do next. That's respecting the point that he knows Tariq is doing what he's doing. Yeah. And that would go back to the prior season from when Tommy came to New York to kill Tasha, and then we find out everything else today.
Yeah. All right. Now, continue on here. So you said get Marshall to help. JP wanted to know, like, what the hell is all happening? Why did this all happen to House? Also, shout out to JP, who House got destroyed. He doesn't look mad at all.
My man is the smooth as always. He just like, oh, they had me in cuffs for an hour. Let me clean this house. That's what I'm talking about.
But that's when he's told that Jannar tried to kill D-Mac, and he says again, Uncle Tommy went crazy, not Diamond on his big ass, where Tommy's kind of like, oh, I tried. But he says like, he tells D-Mac as he do what he gotta do, be safe in the streets. We're gonna build back better. Be careful out there. And JP acknowledges that Tommy basically threw everything away that he helped build here with CBI and the coalition to protect his son. But then he's told, don't go out to Jannar, because I know that's what you're thinking. Well, we all know exactly how that happened. All right, so Jannar and his crew, they're talking about, once again, canceling Tommy Egan. And with that, it's funny because I think we had a little discussion about how they respected Jannar, and
it shows again that they don't.
Yeah, am I tripping? Am I tripping? Or did you say that you felt like they did?
No, I said beforehand, the crew he had before Diamond came home, they respected Jannar. We got to remember, this is not.
Yeah. I see what you.
These people that's talking to Jannar here are not his crew. Yeah, these are King Kilo's people.
That's true. That's true.
And they do not respect Jannar.
Also, this is post strung out Jannar though, so
whatever. And all of them know he was on drugs.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So and they say like, we didn't forget how you did Lil K and whatever. Yep. Mm-hmm. But it's news to me. King Kilo getting out today. Didn't see that on my bingo card.
Because
I thought I didn't think we were gonna get much more Big Baby. But with that being said, though. That's when Raheem comes in. He's like, this is a real one right here. When all you RDs, when y'all went to the RDs, he stayed loyal, and whatever. But this obviously people aren't truly on board with Jannar and everybody trying to go after Tommy in the coalition. But Jannar does what he does, and he takes a little bump, as we see. This is a D-Mac and Marshall.
But before you go, I gotta ask a very quick question here. Has my man from Chicago PD been on the show this whole time and me just not notice him? Wait a minute.
No, I don't think so.
Is this the first episode that I'm seeing this nigga here? I said, nah, it can't be. I said, wait a minute, is that Detective Atwater? Is he undercover here?
You are funny, bro. You are funny, bro.
Oh man, that threw me off completely for a second there. Again, he was a great addition here for a reason, just to show how much they don't respect Jannard. Because he definitely had no respect for Jannard
at all.
This entire scene.
Yeah, at all. And I think that was important for him to know, because like I think something happened to Jannard, they're gonna be like, good riddance. We all knew he was part mag in the first place. He ain't got nobody coming back for him besides maybe his brother. But D-Mac and Marshall now, I think the only thing to really make here is that they're just not on the same page. Marshall was staying with CBI. Marshall also was very clear that, you know, when he was out here running horses, he was still in here putting in work, getting cred. D-Mac, I don't know why he apologized. And I don't know, do making a true comment offend people when you because clearly
it offends people.
Yeah, but I mean, this is not something that's like, you know, it's untouchable or whatever. It's like, yeah, you talking about holding it down, blah blah blah. I was like,
your mom worked 3 jobs.
Yeah, so what are you really doing? You know what I mean? But anyway, I think it's just a divide here. Of all these seasons of them being together, this is finally them going other ways, opposite ends. We'll see how that plays a part next episode. Tommy and Shanti says, all right, so you and Jannard are done. What about you and CBI? And Tommy saying, like, you know, I have the product, you have your corners and clubs, seems like a mutual beneficial relationship. Then this is when they talked about Kendra, who is possibly could be an in for them, and she has Southfield, which we know that she's the one that doesn't want to move to fentanyl, and we also know she's the one that did not was tired of being disrespected by Diamond. But it says like, yeah, we can hit her, but King Kilo got the other half. And I thought it was funny too that Tommy acknowledges that Shanti was all up in the business because she knew about the landscape of everything and everybody positioning. But as I mentioned earlier, they said they need about 2, maybe 3 more crews, and then Tommy says he has an idea, which we know Tommy's idea here was to go and visit the Irish, which Vic knew that he was going to go do that as well. But we'll get there in 1 second. Jannard being high, can't even barely walk. Raheem, like, here you go on that shit again. And here comes my man, fresh to death, JP, put the pause on him. I'm not going to say it because I just don't feel like it's necessary. So I'll just skip it. But I thought it was real funny that JP gave the very black statement of, I got your whatever for you. Right?
I got you. Yep. Again, but this is what makes the way they portrayed this character so great here.
Yeah.
It is none of those stereotypes that we fall into, tropes that we see all the time. This was more like, oh no, I got your blank right here, and proceeded to beat the hell out of Jannard. And then my man got up and turned his back to him like, I ain't even worried about what you gonna do next.
Hey, yo. And there's a lot to make of this. I'm gonna be really quickly, but like he said, yo, you just got your ass beat by that zesty motherfucker because you on that shit. And Jannard gets pissed off and says, come drive my car, bitch. We already know Raheem gonna have something to do with Jannard's demise.
He just got to go along with this because it's Shanti's plan.
It's 100%. Yeah. But I also, as I told Anthony Fleming III about what this means for JP if he had been alive, is he gets street cred. Not only did he beat one of the heads of CBI, but he beat somebody who has combat a background, boxing, MMA, whatever it was. That boy got listen. He's worn that cauliflower ear since the very beginning. That's obviously to portray that he's a fighter. Yeah, and he's not just a boxer. Most boxers, I don't think any boxers get cauliflower ear, but MMA fighters do. Yeah, MMA fighters 100% do. So it's like he was a real fighter out here, and he just scrapped them. So
you don't get street cred for beating up Jannard, though.
Yeah, well. As much as Jannar has to hide that he got beat up, and as much as Raheem made it very clear that you just got beat, you're gonna get cred. You know how it is, the dog in the yard. Listen, y'all, we all been in grade school. You know, when you catch your first dub, your whole stock goes up. That girl that wasn't looking at you might start fucking with you. Them people that didn't, the boys that didn't fuck with you, you might be in a whole new crew after that, because they see you could throw. JP stock went up on the streets. How you want to look at it? He beat you all down. Also, you take that away. There's also going to be people that's going to fuck with JP off the strength of like, I'm glad somebody beat his ass. He was doing too much.
Like, no, they're gonna be like, JP, it would, you did get over on Jannar, but you're not a crackhead. Like, you beat a crackhead. Like, you can't. You don't get much street credit for beating a crackhead.
That's an accomplishment, because crackheads don't stay down.
Well, a fithead, because crackheads don't stay down. Niggas on fentanyl do. You beat a fithead. I don't know if you're gonna get like, you ain't even have to beat him. Fithead, you just let them stand still for a while and that nigga would freeze. So I can't really get, again, it wouldn't be cred because of the way Jannard is looked at in the streets. But JP ain't doing this for cred. He doing this for one reason only. You have come after my son too many times.
Yeah.
And you keep on doing it, and you think because I am who I am that I'm not going to approach you. You got another thing coming.
Yeah. Quick correction though. And Tommy's saying he has an idea. He was actually going to see Peter and the Albanians right here and introduce them to Shanti, and Shanti basically establishing her whole organization and how it could be a benefit to them. And of course, this was a good deal.
Peter loved it.
For the Albanian. He absolutely loved it. I could probably, and I'm sure you could deep dive a little bit in this as well too, but this is very reminiscent of Power, original show, running drugs through the clubs, through some foreign contact, which they could possibly put security in the club as well too. The whole what's his name? Matter of fact, what's his name? Before I forget, Milan.
Yeah.
What was Milan's background? Let's check.
I was about to say it's not German. What was it?
Got it right here. Milan was Serbian. He was Serbian. Okay. So
Serbs.
wasn't that band? Yeah, Serbs. Yeah. Who? But it was two. Or what? No, it was just a bunch of different Serbs. That was yeah. Okay. Anywho, Maria, D-Mac, JP, and Tommy. This is the moment we talked about earlier about really just understanding the family here. This is the whole family. And Maria announcing in a very confident
way. She didn't
way.
know they didn't know, because she didn't know they didn't know already.
Oh, really quickly, before we go, Peter and the Albanian, respect to Shanti being a woman running a system that they're running. You know, that mild racist tone of women running organizations is something that a lot of the foreigners always going to look down on. So Shanti getting that measure of respect, I think it's a major confidence for her, because she's always been an outsider. Is what she said. But when you get that type of respect, you even get the handshake, you got to know she's ready to take off right now. It's crazy because we haven't talked a lot about what Shanti's future looks like.
Yeah.
But
no, I think I said it. I said even 2 episodes ago, I said even when Tommy leaves, I can see Shanti running Chicago.
Me too. Oh, I don't know if you said that, but I can see that. Yeah.
But this is another shout out to Power, understanding that these foreigners, when they don't like a woman running their organization or being a head of an organization, it's never a black woman. If you ever pay attention, they have no issue with black women being head of organizations. It's true. Everyone else. Like, this is very reminiscent of Rock here.
You mean like
non-black women?
Well,
because they even like Latino women or any of that descent. I think it's just they respect women of color a little more than they do their own women. But again, that's the circle in any aspect of life, where a lot of people tend to respect women of other ethnicities or races for some people than they do their own.
I'm really quickly at the same time, I'm looking at trying to see was there any Albanians in the original Power show. Do you remember Vladimir? He was also a Serb too, who took the chainsaw to somebody. He was an Albanian there. So there wasn't necessarily any Albanian leaders in the original Power, but there damn sure was an Albanian presence there.
The Albanian and the Serbs are big throughout this whole. They're letting you basically. They are pinpointing the people who are bringing in the most work and the biggest criminal organizations.
Yeah. Anyway, move forward. So, when all that's happening, so Tommy talking about he needs a new partner. Of course, Maria's like Miguel. Of course, D-Mat's like, what about me? He says, no, it's Shanti Showstopper. But then he gets a text from Izzy being who I was talking about with the Irish. And that's when the whole statement of like, you know, JP's talking about, yeah, my brother gonna be a father. Seems like all is well in the house. While Maria is giving a very long look at Tommy leaving out of the house. Typically, we say this is feeling very eerie or as if something's to come. Did you make anything of this long panning look of Maria as she watched Tommy leave out the house?
I thought it was more about her than it would be about him.
Okay.
In this moment, because I think she did also mention that she was about to go see her brother, or she was going somewhere else, and Tommy told her to be careful.
Work.
I want to say that. Work.
Yeah.
And I think it was more ominous about her going off somewhere than it was about Tommy leaving to go somewhere.
Okay. All right, now we get Sang and Chan now, and this is a very funny scene. First of all, I want to know, how did Chan get in there? And he said, "Listen, time's up, Sang." He said, "What, you didn't see the news? Someone killed Stacey Marks, and I'm the new acting U.S. attorney." He says, "Well, I don't care about that. But anyway, looks like your wife got home early." And says, "I only care about why Ortega's still in jail." He says, "I can fix that. I got dirt on Marks, and I also can do things for the Marquez cartels that I couldn't do before. I'm going to make the whole Rico go away. I'm getting him released tomorrow." We already talked about that, so we can move forward.
Yeah.
So Jannar and Diamond now. So Raheem was the only one there that was he says Raheem was the only one there to witness what happened with him getting beat up. But he says, yeah, me and Shanti are done. You know, you're not gonna let the breakup fuck up her Brit. She said he says she's not gonna let the breakup fuck up our money. Yeah, exactly. Because then that's the sense of like, is she gonna go fuck with Tommy or not? But then Kendra shows up, and Kendra's there, you know, typical little exchange or whatnot. But it says like, I'm tired of being respected. I'm with Tommy and Shanti and King Kilo, and with King Kilo out, Somerville's all mine. Southville's all mine, excuse me. And with that, obviously, the Diamond didn't like it. He kills her, which makes Southville up for grabs. And then he's just once again pissed off about Tommy and says, listen, now you need to go tell King Kilo, since he's out, that Tommy lied to all of us, and so on. So Diamond clearly back on the bottle, and told him, send somebody down here to clean up this bitch. I mean, do you make a video there to see? I know I kind of like badly summarized everything, but I just think like, I think really the only way to really put this is that Diamond is reckless now, off the bottle, off the yak. Got out of my mind.
I've been saying it for 3 episodes now.
Yeah.
The moment they first showed him pick up that drink, I said, "Oh, he's not himself anymore. He's going to be completely reckless," and we see that here. And just the revelation that Tommy has Shanti now, that hit Diamond really hard because that pissed him off. Because Jannar just tried to confirm that wouldn't happen, and now it is the case. So he now understands Tommy is a threat. That he thought he can squash it before it got to this point, and he can't now. But killing Kendra does what? He says it's all mine now. How?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because Kilo was out, and I forget the other person that Tommy and Shanti brought up that had the other half of Somerville. It wasn't King Kilo. Kilo was in there, but they said someone else had the other half of Somerville.
It's only Kilo and Kendra. Those are the 2 people that had it. Head to
So
jails.
Kilo Kendra and somebody with an M, not one of the normal cartel members. I swore I don't know why I thought they said someone else.
Yeah.
They mentioned a name that wasn't Kilo. Because Kilo only had it because Kilo was in jail. Kilo had it because he was in jail, but who was the other person moving full product?
I don't know. Maybe I missed it, but I swear you say it was only them, just them two. But either way, it's up for grabs now. That's the point to come out of this since he killed her. Yeah. So Maria now on the way to work, she is cornered by the worst hitman ever in Titus. And while he was hired to kill her, and to also kind of put a threat on her too. It looks like he's backing her up to make the move, let her know she's not safe. She pulls out the gun that Tommy told her to bring, shoots him, and runs through her car, and just get ran over 3 times.
Run over him multiple times.
So now we get to see the Tommy who's walking under this random ass ominous bridge where he's for a second telling Izzy he'll be up in a second, and then Vic runs up on him, telling him it's so predictable. I wonder if I'm curious about how Vic knew this. Maybe Izzy told him.
Vic sent a text.
Vic sent the text. It was Vic that did that. Yeah, I missed that.
I thought it was all. I assume it was all Vic setting this all up.
Oh, okay. So yeah. With that being said, now Vic he catches up with Tommy. First of all, this time this gun is loaded. First time that's been the case, so he's not even showing a bluff here. But anyway, Tommy he pushes Vic buttons as he typically does to kind of see what type of man he is, But yeah, Vic with a loaded gun shoots at his feet this time, so it's no bullshit.
But again, you shoot at his feet. Why? Why we wasting bullets, bro?
He wants to, he wants to ask. He wanted to get paid back on see what type of puppy he is, for once here. But anyway, DeFranco rolls up. He cuffs Vic, which left Vic so fucking confused. And then DeFranco puts him in the car, but then he walks up to Tommy and telling him he knows it was him that killed Stacy, and he will make sure that Tommy rots in prison. So we talked a lot about that.
I just gotta ask one question for this whole scene. When Vic ran up on Tommy, didn't Vic disarm Tommy? He took Tommy's gun. I want to say he did.
Maybe.
I think he reached and took Tommy's gun.
Maybe. Why? What's up?
Wouldn't that be the same gun that Tommy killed Stacy Marks with? So wouldn't that be the gun that all of a sudden now is in Victor's hand? And they can't run it back to Tommy because Tommy's like, that's not mine.
Boy, if you are right here, I must have been.
I assumed. I swear I saw when Tommy had his back turned, when Vic had the gun to him, that Vic takes Tommy's gun.
Yeah.
Then we just put 2 and 2 together here. You took Tommy's gun. Tommy walking around here with a magical amount of guns all of a sudden.
Yeah, we're gonna find out right this moment. So what are you getting at if that's the case?
If that's the case and they do police work, you would have to run every gun that Vic had on him. You run every gun that Vic had on him, and ballistics would come back as a match.
Yeah, let's see.
2 and 2 together. Vic didn't say I took the gun off of Tommy. They were like, we found a gun. You're a criminal. We literally found a gun on you, and you're just as big a suspect by police standards. You're just as big as a suspect as Tommy is. Matter of fact, you're more of a suspect because you were a CI. Yeah,
he disarmed him. He did disarm him with that gun.
He ain't throw the gun down once he disarmed Tommy.
Nope. So you're saying he still has it?
Yes, he had it on his person when they got him. When they arrested him, Vic has 2 guns on him, and one of them quite possibly is the gun that killed Stacy Marks.
All right, so because you're saying all this, and I'm looking at this in real time, Tommy was disarmed with his revolver. That does not look like the gun he shot Stacy with. Looks like it's a different gun. I'm looking.
I can tell by the gun. I just saw that the gun was taken off of Tommy.
Getting another look right now. And of course I would just share this, but that's just kind of piracy to be showing. It's a different gun. It's a different gun. It's definitely a different gun. But to your point, because TV does TV things, that is interesting.
That's
so we'll see. We'll see. No, I think the best and safe way to go about this here is, will ballistics play a part?
Yes.
In getting the wrong person.
There you go.
We'll see.
And
but anyway,
Tommy kills Ray, then Ray's no longer there to be the witness for Vic. he no longer has an alibi.
Oh man. But anyway, Maria calls him after she's being very frantic about what she just done. And with that, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sense of what happened right here. So Maria calls him after what she had done. Tommy's obviously there to console her. She's been hurt. He wants to take her inside the building, but he's like, no, I work here. You gotta take it someplace else. It's like, don't worry, I got a place I can take you. She's like, call my brother. We get the
the fingerprints are all over the car and the body. He knew you got to get rid of all of this stuff.
Yeah,
that's what
exactly.
She says, call Miguel.
Yes, exactly. So then we just get the moment of JP and D-Mac, and you just want to ask if you can just crash there and says this will always be your home. Now we get Diamond and Shanti. Shanti's in the ring, kind of shadow boxing a little bit here, but Diamond tells Shanti that Kendra's dead and offers her a spot in CBI, but he warns her not to do business or trust Tommy. And while he warns her that, she wants him not to trust Janelle and put doubt in his head.
This was a conversation that I knew eventually would need to happen. And because we understand that Diamond is not in his right mindset, Jannard is not in his right mindset.
Yeah.
This will be the seed that will lead to Diamond killing Jannard. Mark my words. This will lead to Diamond killing Jannard. Because Jannard is not going to be in a place where he's even going to allow Diamond to question his actions. And Diamond knows one thing for sure: Shanti's not lying to you. Because you can look on the look of his face when she's like, "Oh no, he's been plotting this entire time to take you out and to take over."
I was gonna say she's so smooth in it too. She's not even like she's like being like convincing or like she trying to like plead her case as if like she's guilty or something. She's just so smooth, like.
My girl said it and then turned her back and went back to shadow boxing. She's like, oh, this ain't my issue anymore. I don't believe you. You ain't got to believe me. What does that have to do with me? When a person tells you something and you say, I don't believe you, and they say, you ain't got to believe me. 1,000% so they're telling you the truth. They basically let oh, you ain't got to believe me. Whatever happens to you happens. No sweat off my back, or as the old saying goes, not my monkey, not my circus. You ain't gotta believe me, my brother. But when it hits you, just understand I told you beforehand. And I think that's what hits Diamond so hard here, is that he knows she's telling the truth.
Yeah, we used to say around the way, my name Bennett and I ain't in it. Her philosophy, like, I ain't worried about this. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with this.
I ain't with Janelle no more.
Yeah,
like it don't affect me.
She's so over it. Can't blame her. So anyway, now we get Tommy and Maria, the baby, and everybody's all good. And while Maria says, like, listen, I don't take lives, I save them, which is interesting because I think this is almost like Maria saying this is her first body she's ever caught. But he says, like, nah, you saved 2 lives here, talking about her and the baby. Miguel shows up and says, I take care of everything, everything's clean. And while they don't know who did it, Miguel says, I do. And it was a mark. It was, and they basically put it together that the Marquez Cartel targeted Maria. And then, as I've been saying, enemy of enemy is my friend. And this is the 2 guns moment. And I can't wait. Michael Bay probably directed. Listen, you know what's so funny? I went to see who directed the next episode because I was like, oh man, I know Michael. I know they called Michael Bay. It's like, yeah, we need that moment. But if there's one person that can do action, who you think directed it?
The next episode?
Yeah. If you don't, do you already know? If you don't say it.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So who do you think did it then?
What's the second or last episode? Would this be
just one or two people you can pick here? Just on that note right there. There's one or two people. This is forced. There's one or two people who brings the episodes home. But more or less, before that giveaway, I'm talking about action. And this person 100% loves his big action-packed cinematic moments on television.
On television or on Power?
On Power.
Sasha?
Television, but Power. Who?
Sasha? I don't know why I thought Sasha immediately.
Somebody also said that they said Sasha was involved with this season. I don't think that's true. He's not.
I don't know him to being involved in this season, but I can see them bringing it. You know why they say Sasha's involved? Is because they're bringing up the way this closes out is moving into the next one.
I can see a Russo moment at the very end, but it's still not. I don't think it's even necessary. I think Gary's good enough to carry the whole thing.
Oh no. Gary needs to be.
But no, the director, Eve Rivera.
Really?
Next episode, 100%. and if it wasn't Eve, it was going to be oh my God, why is his name slipping out of my head? Hold on, I can tell you right now.
If it's Eve, then a lot of people are dying.
Oh, you know it.
You know it. A lot of people dying.
Oh, and then if it wasn't Eve, Deion Taylor. Those are the two people I was like, with the two last episodes. But yeah, Eve, you already know what's happening. But yeah, Two Guns moment, load it up. Yeah, load it up.
It's going to be the most action-packed episode they got.
Two. Yeah, but Miguel and Tommy back to back, 2 guns, 1 gun in each hand. Just wait. Just wait. Anyway,
who did Mary J's John Wick scene? Was that Eve too?
Mary J's John Wick scene on I don't know.
When she died and she was running and she was just killing everybody. I swear that was an Eve Ferrer episode of Ghost. Was that the second to last episode? When Monet dies, but she was killing everybody and then they had her run and fall on Kanan. I'm like, Kanan, damn it. Fall on Kanan when she died.
I think he says most notably he did Human Capital, where Tariq Span. This is episode 3 of season 3, and Rajahada's direct the earlier episode Good versus Evil. Yeah, so he's only done 1-6 and 3-3. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on because we're cracking out the time here now. King Kilo now, as he's having his get out party, but Jannar shows up, welcomes him home, even though he's not welcome, as we already set the tensions to that earlier, and said that Tommy's been lying about everybody about who killed his nephew, and it was actually D-Mac was the one who killed Mad Dog. So King Kilo obviously is pissed off. He erupts and threatens to shoot Jannar on spot as a fair trade-off. Thought that was hilarious. But it's like, in that moment, Jannar was like, no, I can tell you how we get to D-Mac. And he says, take me now. It's so funny. He's like, well, all right, cool. Well, I'll settle for you.
Exactly.
Which is actually on par, because if that's the case, Jannar's just been in your face wasting time. So,
and he constantly points that out. Y'all have just been playing with me this entire damn time.
All right, so Maria and Miguel now talking. And Maria's like, go ahead, go talk to them. As we see Tommy and Shanti, and when he tried to get the Irish on lock, he said not yet, which obviously didn't work because of the Izzy thing. So clearly he had to be really talking to Izzy. It's just Vic might have caught wind of that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Diamond, they asked about Southfield, but they found out that Diamond was killed Kendra. Then with that being said, they're panicking now between Miguel and Tommy about what they're going to do with Che and whatnot. And Shanti says, y'all can chill. I got it handled. And with that now, because with that 24 hours that Che put on it, Shanti says, like, I solved your problems with money. I solved your problems with manpower. As long as I am the one that hands it to him. And I thought it was brilliant that Tommy said what I would have said here, if not, because like while everything is resolved, we have a problem. Che don't like new faces. So we have to kind of figure that out. He doesn't like new faces in the midst, but she stands on business. This is honestly, this is the confidence from earlier. When she had the confidence with the Albanians, she realized she needs to say something. I don't think if she didn't have that build of confidence earlier, she probably would have just been like, all right, so what are we going to do then? But she says like, nah, wait. If I'm giving you soldiers, I'm giving you cash, make this worth my while. You know, the Marquez Cartel war has nothing to do with me, so I'm going to give you all this. You got to make this right. And he said, yeah, you're right. We got to make this right. We got to bring you to the meet. Shanti's finally going to get her meet with Che.
Yep.
Here's how Shanti solved everything. Shanti gets her meet with Che, something she's always wanted. She's going to be respected. To your point of her running Chicago after it's all said and done, this is it. He's going to, if the Albanians respect, and she has the Albanians too, by the way.
Yep.
If the Albanians respect what she's done and probably up in the business from that.
And the matter of fact, you got also Raheem.
Matter of fact, I just thought about
now the leader of King Kilo's crew. Now that they're gone, isn't he?
No, we don't know yet. No. We don't know yet. It's up for grabs. Raheem is with Shanti. So Raheem Shanti's number 2. But here's what's interesting. The Albanians can expand now because I got a feeling, I got a strange feeling that the Irish are going to get wiped off the map.
Okay.
Period.
We know
if
that.
Vic is gone and Vic killed his boy, I can see Vic not dying and being in jail. I can see Vic doing jail. Or I can see Vic just somehow under authority for the rest of the show. I don't see him dying. I can see him just being in jail. All three Flynn's dying is definitely kind of.
Or what we could see is that the Irish do stay around as part of whatever they're building, and to make it up, Tommy serves up Vic to the Serbs.
Could, but I mean, the Irish don't have anything built because they just been sitting around with their hands on sitting on their hands, and they've been waiting for Vic to lead something. But Vic now gone again. What can he do?
How if they they could build because they still got territory.
I can see the Albanians wiping them off the map. That they're weak, and Albanians taking all their territories, and then Shanti has that. So Shanti now comes with having that system, making Che money in a unique way that only she can do. Which, by the way, she basically did take over the Irish because she took over Claudia's stuff too.
Yep.
You got Miguel, who now gets the green light for the war, and they have the soldiers, which obviously benefits Che if Ortega's gone. And then Tommy gets he gets to sustain his business with Che. He gets the product, and he has soldiers. He has a new side of the coalition, and he also has a way out too. Because at the end of this, he could just be like, you know what? I got to go to another city and start with the girl. I think this is a super win in a way I never could have designed earlier in the season. That works.
And we're clearly leaving out that whatever happens with CBI, if the two get wiped off the map, who do you think those people are going under?
Yeah, that's
Shanti Showstopper.
Or
they have the most respect for.
Or Raheem.
Raheem, which would be Shanti Showstopper. It's no different.
You know what's interesting? Raheem coming in the way that he's coming in right now makes sense that like this character has, not only because he's providing intel to Shanti in the way he's like, well, how did Shanti find out? But it makes sense that he would have some type of power going forward because it feels very business, not love. And it'd be so funny that Raheem gets put in a position that Janar's been wanting this entire time.
I think that's what's going to end up happening.
This is crazy.
He's about to become Shanti's Russell Wilson.
Oh my God. Hey, bro, you're you are wow.
She done got rid of her little future. So now she about to get her Russell Wilson. They build their empire up.
Hey, you funny as I don't know what. So with that being said, it looks like that meeting is inevitable come next episode. We'll see. Now we get to JP House, King Kilo, Jannar, and all of them. They roll up, and they roll out. They got the guns out, and they are looking. Oh, I got to eat my words about something in a second. But they roll up on JP looking for D-Mac. And Jannar says those Albanians outside that you had for protection were weak.
Yeah.
I mean, did we ever necessarily think that the Albanians was a stronger force outside of them just being a bunch of bodies?
I mean, he says that, but he may only had like 2 Albanians out there. Like Tommy didn't have a gang of them out there.
Yeah.
He just had what he thought would be the minimum protection necessary for JP.
Yeah. Now Shanti, Miguel, and Tommy, with Maria being asleep now, says the street seems quiet, but too quiet, and they don't like that. Now with both Tommy and Miguel have forged a bond together for the sake of the unborn child, because Tommy makes it very clear that he will do anything for them and for family. Yeah. Dom and Brian. Where's the Supra and the Challenger outside? It's ready. He said, listen,
we got a Mustang already.
All of our issues aside for one mission. That's to keep Maria and the baby safe. The Marquez came from Maria and Miguel, and now it's time to hit back. Tommy says he doesn't even care about what Chase says. He's going to hit back. And also makes it very clear that the Samson brothers, they're not backing down either. So there's a small other little subsequent war with CBI. JP and King Kilo again, as King Kilo is looking for D-Mac number in the phone.
My man looked literally like he would have his son name in there as D-Mac.
Well, I gotta again watch the interview, folks. But hold on, first and foremost, so they got JP tied down and beating him because he's not giving up his son. He picks up his phone, and while he doesn't see D-Mac's name, D-Mac name was in there. Of course, everybody know that, right? Darnell Gibbs. I told Anthony, I said, maybe this is something my family do, and you tell me yours as well too. But do anybody in your family, do you know them to have your name in your phone and then your designator next to it, like Lucas?
No.
Then cousin? Yeah, that's definitely my family.
Nope.
My family do that.
Unless but in my family, one, Lucas is not a common name amongst Black folks. So you're not gonna need, like, if it's Anthony or something like that, then yes, I have, because I know a couple of aunts. I gotta put them in there exactly who it is.
Okay.
But a Lucas, nah, they'd be like, no, I only know one of those.
Yeah.
So there's no need to put cousin next to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially parents. Oh my God, parents will put your full name in there before they put son.
You'll be surprised, I'm telling you. But nonetheless, either way, for rather it was a saving grace. Well, again, check out the interview. I'm not going to give anything away, but Anthony Flemings tells exactly why it was the way it was. But with that being said, they went to the next option and called Tommy, the man in D-Mac, and Tommy could hear JP in the background calling out Jannar's name, and then Jannar kills JP. And just when we thought the violence was done, King Kilo tells Jannar that the RDs are out of their coalition, which I don't know why that offended Jannar. I won't, but I will go off the limb and say Jannar was high this entire time. And while Jannar realized that he can't let that happen for whatever reason, because this would seem more like a Diamond thing. Well, I think I know why. Because he can't let it get back to Diamond that they're out. So instead of Diamond not knowing that they're out, of course it's going to get back to Diamond that King Kilo and his boy were killed. Jojo were killed.
In Tommy's brother's house.
In Tommy's brother's house, with also Tommy's brother being killed.
And he will know exactly who did it.
Yes.
And because he play in a way.
Because he also was the one that told him to go see King Kilo and tell him what happened. And Tommy not being there. So here's what I just quickly say as we wrap my closing thoughts on this. Tommy and Diamond will absolutely be having a conversation next episode. 100%. I can see them as a small declaration of war, of making it very clear what's at stake now. I think they fought it out, so tensions are a little, the tensions have sizzled down now from that. And while there's going to be a measure of lack of trust, because both parties feel like they was lying to each other, I think there'd be a moment of like what we could have did, what we could have had, but it's all gone away because Jannard killed my brother. And with that, just in time for Christmas, Tommy will 100% be on his way to ensure that Jannard Christmas is canceled as well. I just think it has to flow in that way, that it's going to be a measure of just letting you know I'm coming after him. It is what it is.
I don't think if they have a conversation, it will not be Tommy saying I'm coming after Jannard only. It's Tommy saying I'm killing everybody in your organization.
Yeah.
It will be him killing everybody. He's not going to stop at Jannard. But the part that we're leaving out here, and I will always say, Diamond fully believes, Shanti, that Jannard is trying and will try to kill him. All that he did here by killing King Kilo and King Kilo's, it seems like his number 2, was point exactly to what Shanti said. Jannard wants to be the head. And that song at the end, after he killed everybody, it's basically saying, I'm the man now. I'm everything. That's going to be a problem for Diamond.
You're 100%.
I don't know. Here. I don't know if that's going to lead to Diamond killing Jannard.
It's up in the air. Jannard's not making it out of this season.
No. I don't think he's going to the next episode.
Shout out to Chris Lofton too. He did post that he just got booked for another show, so we know business is doing well for him.
And he's high, so it's going to make it worse because he's a reckless drug addict. Those never work out well.
Yeah.
Because now he got to hide from Tommy for whatever remains. The moment the next episode open up, understand Jannard is hiding from Tommy. And Tommy will kill everybody in CBI to get to Jannard.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Any other thoughts and predictions, man, coming up for next week?
Hey, everybody dies. It's going to be a lot of deaths next episode. It's going to be people who are highly important to the show that won't make it out of the next episode. I just don't know how many of them it will be, but it will be some huge impacts. We know Jannard's going to be one, but I think it's going to be more than him.
Yeah, I mean, Miguel, I think is safe. I think Miguel,
Shanti is safe.
I think Shanti's safe. D-Mac and Marshall. It's going to be a conflict there.
Ortega is getting out. If Ortega get out next episode, it's a lot of stuff that's about that.
It's going to be crazy. Listen, for JP to get out one day to get killed, it's very funny that Ortega is going to get out to get killed.
You already know. They are coming for him. So if he gets out in one day and gets killed, just like King Kilo just did, like everybody just needs to stay in jail, Joe. It seems to be so much safer in jail than it is outside the jail.
Or just wherever your solitude is at. Just stay there. Like, don't do anything that you haven't been doing. People take note to new patterns that you're making here. That my man JP got out dressed one day, and they was like, yeah, nah.
And shout out to Power. Last thing, I'll close by saying this. Shout out to Power for being very creative with their homework again here, and almost to a T taking the scene from Snowfall. You remember when my guy got out T and he went on the beach with Solitude and Franklin came and visited him and he like, what the
That's
fuck
funny.
Are you doing here?
That is so funny.
Here.
That is so funny. All gangsters want to do is see a little water by any
means. That's it, though. Once you get out of jail, that's it, man. It's I need to see the things I couldn't see when I was inside, and I need peace. So don't come interrupting my peace.
All right, long episode tonight. We got 2 more to go. Y'all let us know y'all comments, y'all thoughts, y'all predictions, all that good stuff for episode 8. When episode 9 gets here, man, and we'll obviously have to go live for episode 10. Well, I take that back. We don't know. We'll see. But just know next week is episode 9, and then there's a break. And then that break puts us around 2nd week of January, which also puts us around my birthday. So we might got to go live with unbranded drinks of choice in red cups. Do what we do. But nonetheless, y'all stay tuned for all of that. All that content and more from the world of power and beyond, because we definitely will be ending Power Book 4 Force in a discussion with what's the future of the Power universe. Because I think we said last week, we're very confident once that finale dropped, got a feeling that there's going to be a trailer and there's going to be a future to be looking ahead of. So we'll be here to talk all about that. But we appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. We'll catch y'all back next week for episode 9.
I